36th District Court is back in session. This is the People versus Kenneth Bailey, ticket number SP 123-84001, driving while license suspended, ticket number SP 135-24471, reckless driving. Appearances for the record, please, starting with the attorney.
Bob Zaranek or Mr. Bailey. Please state your name, Mr. Bailey.
Yes, Kenneth Bailey.
Counselor.
Judge, this matter is up for trial today. Officer Webb, Officer Buchanan both appeared.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that an officer was here on this matter. Officer, would you like to state your name for the record?
Good morning, officer.
Good morning. Will you state your name for the record?
She lost her voice, Your Honor.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So we're just going to acknowledge for you, Officer Buchanan, that you are here on the Zoom and that you did appear in court today. Attorney Zaranek.
The offer, Judge, is to dismiss the 4001 ticket, which is the driving while license suspended, and the 4471 ticket, which is the reckless driving. That would be reduced down to drag racing. Mr. Bailey would like to take that offer.
Mr. Bailey, you had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Zaranek in the breakout room. Did he advise you of your rights?
Yes,
Well,
Your Honor.
you didn't go in the breakout room. And did you understand your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a guilty plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give today will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Madam Clerk?
On May 15th, 2022, were you driving a 2015 Dodge in the area of, in the city of Detroit on Atwater in St. Antoine?
Yes.
And sir, did you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day?
Yes.
Had you been drag racing on that day?
Yes.
Were you driving recklessly outside? Because that was the original.
Yes.
Okay.
Satisfied, Your Honor. And we'll stipulate the probable cause on the dismissal.
Thank you. So the court is going to enter a guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Bailey for drag racing. Mr. Bailey, so this to me is extremely serious offense because, Madam Clerk, what was the location?
Atwater in St. Antoine.
Yeah, streets that we definitely are on a daily basis just to get to and from work. And Mr. Bailey, you're not only putting your life in jeopardy, but you're putting everyone on the streets' lives in jeopardy as well. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And just to be clear, if someone had gotten hurt or injured, this would be a totally different type of hearing. You would be in prison. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So because of the seriousness of the offense, I am going to assess a $300 fines and fees in this matter. How soon do you need, how soon would you be able to pay it?
I have one question.
Yes.
I come down there and pay the fee and the reinstatement fee and I have my license back, or because this is the only ticket that's suspended my license.
Do you have anything else pending in other courts?
No, I haven't even been driving since April to whenever y'all suspended my license. I haven't been driving.
Madam Clerk?
Yes,
Are
Your
you
Honor.
able to tell him if he'll be able to get his license back, or does he need to contact the Secretary of State?
Give me one moment.
But Mr. Bailey, I asked you when would you be able to pay your ticket, and you
I
went
could pay
off
it today, but I apologize. I could pay it today, but I have to go somewhere to get the money. So I haven't been nowhere. I have to wait on people to come and give me and stuff. So that's why I was
I
asking.
can give you no. I wouldn't require you to pay it today. I'll give you time to pay it.
I need my license back. I could pay it today.
You can pay it whenever you want to, but I need to give you a certain date to pay it, and so I'm going to give you 2 weeks to pay. You need to pay it by, I believe it's June 2nd. It's a 2-week period of
June
time.
9th. June 9th, Your Honor.
Okay, you need to pay it by June 9th, Mr. Bailey. If you don't pay it by June 9th, you do need to appear back here on this Zoom at 8:30 that morning. As long as you've paid it, you can ignore the court date. But by all means, if you haven't paid it, don't ignore that court date. And Madam Clerk is going to let you know if she's able to tell you whether or not resolving this matter will help you to be able to get your license back.
Yes, this would, but he has just FYI too, sir, you have a lot of other matters that you need to come down for. You actually got an open warrant too, so I honestly wouldn't suggest that you do drive, actually, even after you do get your license. But we would have to talk about that off the record. You would have to call the courtroom and I could tell you what warrant that is.
Okay.
You're gonna let him know how to get the warrant set aside?
Yeah, you just gotta call the
Okay.
courtroom.
All right, Mr. Bailey, go ahead and call the courtroom, but for this particular matter, again, the fees are $300. I do expect them to be paid by on or before June 9th. If you don't pay it by June 9th, you will appear back here on this Zoom, okay, sir?
Okay.
You're free to go. Thank you, officer.
Okay. Are the people ready to proceed on? Oh, you didn't talk to Miss Barber yet, correct? Oh, yes, you did. Is it Latasha Barber?
Yes, yes.
Latasha Barber, can you hear us? Can you unmute and start your video, please?
Ms. Barber,
Hello?
please unmute. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Can you hear
She
us? Miss
started her
Latasha?
camera, but it's black. I don't know what. Why?
All right, this is the People versus Latasha Barber, ticket number SP14172201. Driving while licenses are improper or invalid. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket number SP14171561, expired plates. Appearances for the record, please, starting with the attorney.
Bob Zaranek for the defendant, Your Honor. Please state your name, Ms. Barber.
Latasha Barber.
Judge, this matter is up for trial today with Officer Bennett. Officer Bennett, can you state your name?
I think he
Is
went
not sure
Officer
if
Bennett present?
He went
I'm
to
not
another
sure.
court.
He was here, Judge. I'm not sure
Okay.
if he's still there.
How would you like to
But-
proceed, Counselor?
Judge, there is a offer to a failure to display on the improper license ticket. The other matters will be dismissed.
Okay, and Ms. Barber, you had an opportunity to talk to the attorney in the breakout room. Did he advise you of your rights?
Yes.
And did you understand your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes, but I'm in the process of getting my license right now too. So, like, is this gonna prohibit me from getting them?
Your Honor, I can authorize allowing instead of FTD.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Goss. So the prosecutor has allowed you to take a plea for allowing an unlicensed driver to drive so that you are able to get your license back since you are actively getting them back.
Okay.
So allowing an unlicensed driver to drive is what you would be pleading to. Would you like to accept that offer?
Yes.
Okay. And so again, did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea? Are
No.
you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
And will you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I swear or affirm, and you don't have to do both, one or the other.
Okay. Can y'all see me? Because I can't see.
We
I can't
cannot
see
see you, but
anyone.
it's okay. It's okay. We can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Just raise your right hand and say, and you either swear or affirm, but don't do both. I swear or affirm
Okay. I swear
that the testimony I give today will be the truth and the entire truth.
that the testimony I give today will be the truth and only the truth.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
On December 20th, 2022, were you driving a 2016 Chevrolet in the city of Detroit in the area of Greenfield?
Correct.
And did you come in contact with Detroit Police Department on that day, ma'am?
Yes.
When asked to produce a valid driver's license, were you able to do so?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
Okay. Satisfied, counselor?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Stipulate to probable cause on dismissals.
We do, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, so the court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Barbara for allowing on the amended charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. Ms. Barbara, the fees and fines in that matter are $220. Would you be able to pay it within the next 2 weeks?
Well, I just started my job yesterday, and I don't think I get my next check until within the next 3 weeks.
Okay, you need 30 days to pay?
Yes.
All right, so the court will give you 30 days to pay the $220.
That date will be June the 26th, Your Honor.
June 26th. If you don't have it paid by June 26th, you do need to appear back here on this Zoom at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
As long
Thank
as
you.
you paid it by June 26th, you can ignore your court date. You're free to go.
And
Good luck
how do I
getting your-
pay that?
Oh, you
You
can go
said
on
two?
36districtcourt.org and you can either pay it online. You can get a list of kiosks or in your area to go into a local store, grocery store, and pay it at a DivDat machine. Or you can go down to the court or go down to the court and pay it in person
Okay. By June 26th.
by June 26th.
All right.
Okay, good luck, Ms. Barber. You're free to go.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Your Honor, was her fines and fees $220? I just want to make sure.
$220. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are the parties ready to proceed with Mark Burns?
What was the
Hello?
last name again? I'm sorry.
Burns. Mr. Burns, please put your device on mute so we get ready to call your case, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
We are, okay. This is the People versus Mark Burns, ticket number SP 123-25471, driving while license suspended. Ticket number SP 13182831, driving while license are improper or invalid. Appearances for the record, please, starting with the attorney.
Bob Zaranick for Mr. Burns. Please state your name, sir.
Mark Burns.
So, Madam Clerk, can I ask you a quick question? Does he have any other tickets that aren't resolved or not on the docket today?
I can look for you.
Thank you.
One second. You're welcome. Yes, quite a few. But a couple of them are past the time, or actually all are past the time to remove by the default, to be honest.
No. Okay, so Mr. Burns, those are the tickets we were talking about that I had mentioned to you were probably in default. And those are just tickets that you owe money on.
Oh,
So
say it
these
again.
are the two matters that are up today that we had worked an offer out and a deal on. But the other
Yeah, but
ones are just in
The
default.
ticket,
and
the
money on.
ticket, those tickets on the tickets of ticket number 5461 5462, they were on the same ticket as they were wrote at the same time. And like I was saying, those tickets took 6 months to get into the system, and I kept calling down to Third District Court to get a court date, and they kept saying they wasn't in the system. If you look at it, the time frame on both tickets that was wrote were 6 months in the period of time that were in the system. So at that time, I had moved, and
Time frame. I'm sorry to interrupt, guys, but it's still past the time frame. We're referring to ticket number. You said 461.
hold on one second. I get the.
So had he had proper notice, though, would it have been past the time frame, Madam Clerk?
Well, he got these tickets back in 2021, but he did even still though, if they put him in March, I get that it is the 6 months, but he still would have had time to take care of them.
Well, no, what I'm
And
saying
they
is I
actually
was trying to
gave,
get,
and they actually gave a court date for it too. They actually gave you a court date for these tickets.
okay, what I'm saying is, Judge, I was saying that I had moved and I changed it with the post office. That's why I kept calling into Third District Court to get for the tickets for my court date and even to give my correct address. I'm no
So I'm
longer at
going
the
to use
three.
my discretion in this case, Madam Clerk, and set those aside, just the ones that are in question about the dates and the time frame that he had moved.
Okay, so are we setting all of them aside, or are we just setting those two aside?
Just the ones that on the ticket number that he recalled and said that he.
It was that 461, sir?
Well, okay. I just want to get in clarity of it. 461, 462, and 471 all were on the same ticket, and that's what
All
I
on the
placed
same
the
date.
bond for.
All
And
on
then
the same
also,
day.
yeah, and then the second set of ticket I placed the bond for was 821, 821, 822, 823, and 831. Those were all two the same tickets.
All of those were on the
Same
same
date.
date,
Yes,
Madam
ma'am.
Clerk? I'm not
No,
talking to you,
they
Ms.
was
Burns.
not.
Oh,
They
I'm
were
sorry.
not the same. They were not on the same date.
Yes, they
No,
were, ma'am.
Sir, I'm looking at the register of action. They were not on the same date, and I can pull your actual ticket. You did not get these tickets all on the same day. You got one set
No.
of tickets in 2021, and you got the other set in 2022.
I understand that. I'm saying the two separate incidents, but those two tickets were those. The first date was 461, 462, and 471. That's one ticket. The second ticket
We
was.
understand what you're trying to say. You're just trying to say you have two separate tickets. We get it. I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Tell me the two separate dates, Madam Clerk.
Okay, the one date he got, the one offense date is October 4th, 2021. The other offense date was February the 23rd, 2022. So he got a total of 3 tickets on October the 4th, and he got a total of 4 tickets total on February the 23rd, 2022.
I'm only going to set aside one set of tickets, only because, and let me tell you why, Mr. Burns. At the point, because I do understand the frustration of it maybe not being in the system if you were calling. However, once you got the second set of tickets in February, by the time the October tickets would have been entered, that would have been in March. Am I not mistaken?
That's correct.
Well,
Okay, so then you got tickets in February, sir. You could have definitely contacted the court in March, and it would have been in there by then, and you could have, and that would have resolved that matter. However, as a, I am going to use discretion and set aside one set of tickets, and we could set aside the defaults on the. In all honesty, it's the 222 tickets that I would be setting aside, but that I should be setting aside. But I'll go ahead and set aside the ones from the 10-4-21.
The 10-4-21 is what ticket numbers? Or is that the 821, 822?
No, it's the 461 and the 462, sir.
Okay, can you set aside the February?
Sir.
Oh.
No, why would I do that? Why would I do that? I'm giving you a lot of leniency right now, Mr. Burns. Why would I do that?
I'm just asking, ma'am. I'm being honest with you. I'm just asking.
I just said I'm going to set aside one set of tickets.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, set aside the 10-4-21 tickets and add them. In all honesty,
so
we probably need to come back to court. You're probably going to have to come back to court to find out what the global offer would be on the ones that we're setting aside. What are they, Madam Clerk?
One is failed to signal while turning, and then the other one is no proof of insurance.
Does he have his insurance down?
I have my
already
insurance.
abstracted. These are already abstracted to Secretary of State too, by the way. So he will have to still pay that $45 fee. Because we can't waive that.
I do for the February, the February last one. I had my insurance. I told the officer I pulled it out the window.
This is not a trial, Mr. Burns. It's not a trial. We cannot take your factual, all the facts on the record right now. So on the failure to signal, we're going to set it aside and offer you blockading on those tickets, and the no insurance ticket will be dismissed without prejudice. If you like to accept the offer.
Okay, can you explain the offer again for me?
So for the failure to signal, we'll offer blockading, which is a $175 fee, and it doesn't abstract to the Secretary of State. And then I will dismiss the no insurance ticket with that set of tickets.
Okay, but that particular ticket is 126 on here. Is that did it go up? I could say 126 for that when you got the print, when I got the printout.
Well, sir, you're taking an offer, which means that you're not getting a point. So that fines and fees are different for every ticket. So for blockading, it's 175.
Would you like to accept the offer, sir, or would you like to set this for trial? Because we have other cases that we have to do today before 12:30.
So to clear up that particular ticket for 461 set of tickets is 175.
Correct.
Plus your $45 fee for the no proof of insurance ticket, because it already abstracted to.
And that's not a fee that I can waive.
Okay, so what about the driver while license suspended?
We haven't even gotten to that yet because we're still talking about the tickets that you put into default. We have to call those on the record and do those now, all of them.
Okay. Yeah.
But is that what you'd like to do before I have my clerk set aside those tickets?
Yeah, so you're setting aside the no proof of insurance?
I'm setting aside the no proof of insurance and the failure to signal.
Okay. And it's 175 to set that aside?
No, it's not 175 to set it aside. Once I set it aside, I'm going to dismiss the no insurance.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have, if you're willing to accept the plea, you'll plead to blockading. That's the $175 fee. Then you have some other fees that has already abstracted to the Secretary of State that you'll need to pay.
Okay.
Is that what you would like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get my license. The whole point of it is trying to clear
And
up,
that
get
does
my
not
license.
include, okay, but that doesn't, and I just want you to understand that does not include what was on the docket for today. That's just the ones that were outstanding or in default.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, will you call those two as well as the ones that are on the record today?
Yes, Your Honor. Recalling the matter for Mark Burns, ticket number SP 123-25471, driving while license suspended. Ticket number SP 131-82831, driving while license are improper or invalid. Ticket number SP 123-25461, failed to signal and turn on the curb. Ticket number SP 123-25462, no insurance, no proof of insurance. Appearances for the record, please, starting with the attorney.
Bob Zeranek for Mr. Burns. Please state your name, sir.
Mark Burns.
Counselor, are you asking for a motion to set aside tickets that are in default?
We do, Judge. On those two tickets from 2021, we ask that the defaults be set aside.
So granted.
And Judge, there is an offer on that which Mr. Burns would like to accept. There is also an offer on the two on the docket.
Okay, what is the offer for the two on the docket?
Failure to display on the 471 ticket and dismiss the 831 ticket.
What was the charge on the 831 ticket?
831 was improper license.
And what
And
improper license or improper plate?
Improper license.
Driving while license are improper or invalid, Your Honor.
And the one that he's pleading to failure to display, what was the original charge?
Driving while license suspended.
And those were on the same ticket?
Two different
tickets, Judge.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Is Mr. Goss in there?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Burns, what are you doing to get your license back? What have you done thus far to get your license back?
I'm clearing up tickets. That's why I'm in court. I paid the bond so I can come in forward so I can get my my license so I can be able to work. So, you know, I'm just taking full responsibility to come before you guys right now to try to get
taking full responsibility, Mr. Burns, was to handle your matters back in 2021 when they came about. However, failure to display is not going to allow you to get your license back quickly. So
no bond was posted too. Just
why not?
He didn't have a bond posted. He said he posted a bond. There's no bond posted for him.
I did post a bond. That's how I got a court date.
No, there's no bond posted, sir. I'm looking at your cases right now, and I'm able to look in a different system. You didn't post a bond.
Do you have matters in other courts, Mr. Burns?
Only matter I have in other court is what is it, Dearborn Heights.
These
And
are personal.
I go before them the day after the holiday at 2 p.m.
So the court does not, the court has a policy where we do not accept cash bonds on low-level offenses. So this would not have been a matter that you would have had to place a cash bond on, or a cash bond. It would have been a $0 personal bond on these matters.
Okay.
Mr. Zeranek, in an effort, reluctantly, because we have already given so much leniency to Mr. Burns, but since he is trying to get his license back, we can allow him to plead to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, to allow him to do that more quickly.
Be perfect, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Burns, you had Mr. Burns, we can't see you anymore. I don't know if your phone is dropping. Did you have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Zeranek in the breakout room, and he advised you of your constitutional rights, rights to an attorney, right to a trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give today will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. First, Mr. Zeranek, do you stipulate to the four corners of the ticket for the blockading, on the factual
Yes, Your
basis
Honor.
for blockading, and
Yes.
stipulate the probable cause on all dismissals?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, for the failure to display, or actually allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, Madam Clerk, will you give a date and year, make, and model of the vehicle and location? Madam Clerk?
I'm sorry, I was just talking. I do apologize. On October the 4th, 2021, were you driving a 2004 Ford in the city of Detroit in the area of Grand River Avenue?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Did you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
When asked to produce a valid driver's license, were you able to do so?
No, ma'am.
Satisfied, Counselor?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Burns for the amended charge of failure to display. Also, the entering a responsible plea for blockading. All other matters that are on the docket for today will be dismissed without prejudice. Mr. Burns.
Excuse me, Your Honor. You
Yes.
said FTD not allowing.
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Because I wrote down FTD. That was the original. Thank you for correcting. I'd like to correct the record that the court will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Burns for allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. Mr. Burns, the fines and fees for allowing an unlicensed driver to drive is going to be $220 in this case.
Okay.
And then the $175 for the blockading, which is statutory. And that is a total of $395. I understand that you have quite a few other cases that you are trying to get paid, but my advice to you would be to pay those as soon as possible, because the $175 fee is going to go up if you don't pay it within the next 30 days. So you have 30 days to pay the $395. It will go up if you haven't paid it. I also need to see you back here on this Zoom on June 26th if you have not paid the $395. As long as you've paid it, you can ignore this court date.
So what's the total with, what that's the total I'm owing for today for both sets of tickets is $395?
Yes, for the tickets that we
No,
set aside out of the default.
No, I'm sorry, Bernard. He keeps saying both sets of tickets. It's not for all of your tickets. It's just for the four matters that we called into the record today, sir. And it's a total of $395.
Okay, so we were discussing the other tickets also.
The other tickets did not get set aside. I did not set aside the defaults in the February 22 matters. You still have the defaults on those and whatever those fines and fees are, but you will have to contact the cashier's office to determine that.
Hold on. I'm getting confused right now. You said you set aside one.
Mr. Zeranek, we have to put Mr. Burns in a breakout room for you to be able to explain that to him, because I definitely have to let staff go to lunch at 12:30. So I place you in a breakout room so that you can get a detailed explanation, Mr. Burns.
All right.
Next matter.
Well, Mr. Burns, just go in your breakout room and wait there. I'll be in when the docket's over.
When the dock is over.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I've been on the phone since 8 o'clock this
Oh,
morning.
has everyone else, Mr. Burns? Please place him in the breakout room, or you could come in person, Mr. Burns. I have to be courteous of everyone else on this screen today. I've explained it 3 times. I don't know what else to do. Go in the breakout room and wait for Mr. Zeranek to break it down to you step by step.
He went
Next
to the
case.
breakout room.
Huh?
Judge Yancey's courtroom, please hold. He's in the breakout room. Are the
Please call the
parties
next
ready?
case.
Are the parties ready to proceed on Kyle Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm sorry, I need to find it. Okay. This is the People versus Kyle Brown, ticket number SP 143215591. Improper passing, count 2, driving while license suspended. Appearances for the record, please, starting with the attorney.
Bob Zeranek for Mr. Brown. Please state your name, sir.
Kyle Brown.
Judge, these matters are up for pretrial today. The 591 matter would be dismissed. The 592, Mr. Brown would plead to a failure to display. He's ready to enter that plea.
You had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Zeranek in the breakout room. Did he advise you of your rights, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a guilty plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony? Mr. Brown, take off your hat because I know that she told you that 3 or 4 times already.
Oh, no. Nobody told me.
Okay. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you give today will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Madam Clerk?
On February the 11th, 2023, were you driving a 2015 Dodge in the city of Detroit in the area of Conant?
Yes.
And did you come in contact with Detroit Police Department on that day, sir?
Yes.
And when asked to produce a valid driver's license, were you able to do so?
No.
Satisfied, counsel?
Satisfied, Your Honor. We stipulate the probable cause on the dismissal.
Thank you. And the court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on the amended charge of failure to display on behalf of Mr. Brown, dismissing the improper passing. Mr. Brown, when you know you're driving without a driver's license, why would you be disobeying traffic laws? Why would you pass someone up on and you're not supposed to do it? Why would you do anything that you're not supposed to do when you know that you're driving without a driver's license?
Well, it was the person in front of me. They couldn't drive, and I was just trying to get around them.
Well, you're the one without a driver's license, so who couldn't drive?
You're right.
So, on the failure to display, Mr. Brown, are you working?
Yes, and I paid off all my tickets, but this one.
Except this one, because I haven't assessed the fine fee for this one.
Yeah, and I have to. They said my license is suspended for like a year because I'm on driver's probation or something like that. But I paid off.
That's what happens when you can't drive or when you don't at least abide by the traffic laws, because driving fast and driving responsibly are 2 different things. And you were impatient with the person in front of you, which made you have to pass them up. And then, you know, you're not driving with a license. But this failure to display ticket is going to be an additional $220, sir. Would you be able to pay that within the next 30 days?
Yes.
Okay, you have until June 26th to pay it. If you haven't paid it by June 26th, I do need to see you back here on this Zoom at 8:30 that morning. Please don't ignore the court date unless you've paid it in full.
Okay, so I can just go down there and give them my name, and they'll tell me the exact price I got to pay.
I just told you the exact price you have to pay, $220 by June 26th.
Oh, all right.
Okay, you can pay it online at 36districtcourt.org.
Okay.
All right, you have a good day, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, people ready to proceed on Deshaun Bracy?
Yes.
Mr. Bracy, you can thank you. Mr. Zeranek, you ready to proceed on Mr. Bracy?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is the People versus Deshaun Bracy, ticket number SP 138032772, driving while license suspended. Ticket number SP 138774041, allowing the unlicensed driver to drive. Count 2, unregistered or untitled vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Appearances for the record, please, starting with the attorney.
Bob Zaranick for Mr. Bracy, Your Honor. Please state your name, sir.
Deshaun Bracy.
Judge, this matter's up for arraignment on the bench warrant. We're asking that the warrant be set aside, a $0 cash bond be put in place. And we do have a plea agreement, Judge, where a defendant would plead to on the 3772 ticket, the driving while license suspended, to a failure to display. He would also plead on the 7041, allowing unlicensed driver to drive. The 7042 and 43 matters would be dismissed.
And he's pleading as charged to allowing?
Yes.
Okay, and you had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Zaranick in the breakout room. Did he advise you of your rights, Mr. Bracy?
Yes.
Did you understand your rights? Did you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a guilty plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give today will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes.
Madam Clerk, on the driving while license suspended and allowing tickets, can you put the dates, times, and locations on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. For the driving while license suspended on August the 14th, 2022, where you're driving a 2007 Chevrolet in the city of Detroit in the area of
Yes.
Gratiot Avenue.
Do it one at a time. In the city of Detroit, sir?
Yes.
And then the vehicle again, Ms. Latifah.
I'm sorry. Oh, I gotta go back. My apologies.
So do vehicle, let them answer the vehicle, do the location separately.
Okay. Were you driving the 2007 Chevrolet?
Yes.
And did you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day, sir?
Yes.
And when asked to produce a valid driver's license, were you able to do so? And when asked to produce a valid driver's license, were you able to do so? Turn your camera off, Mr. Bracy. Maybe that'll help us with the connection.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And then turning your attention to the next date, Madam Clerk.
On September the 7th, 2022, were you driving a 2008 Ford?
Did
Yes.
you own a 2008 Ford?
Yes, I owned it.
And did you allow someone to drive your vehicle, sir, on that day?
Yes.
And were they driving in the city of Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
And did they have a did they have valid driver's license on the date that you allowed them to drive?
No, Your Honor.
Counselor, are you satisfied?
Satisfied, Your Honor. We'll stipulate the probable cause on the dismissals.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea for the amended charge of failure to display, as well as the allowing an unlicensed driver to drive as charged. We will dismiss the unregistered, untitled vehicle and no insurance tickets without prejudice. And for the failure to display and allowing, Mr. Bracy, are you working?
I start my new job Monday.
Okay, so I'm going to assess the lowest fee is $190 statutorily. I'm going to assess a fee for $190 for each matter. That's a total of $380. And I'm also going to give you, because you're just starting to work, I'm going to give you until July 26th to pay that. You have 60 days to pay it. If you do not pay it by July 26th, you need to appear back here on this same Zoom at 8:30 that morning.
Okay, Your Honor.
You're free to go, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Mr. Bob, did you bring out some more, these other two people?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just making sure.
And we still don't have an agreement with or we're still not ready to proceed on the Brunson and Braxton matters.
Well, we have Brunson out here.
yeah.
We're
I'm
ready
just
for that
chatting.
case.
I'm just chatting to him right now.
In the Braxton case.
Uh,
But he has to talk to them, Your Honor. He said he has to go back and discuss their offer with them.
Why weren't we given 2 house counsels today?
I'm not sure.
no, Judge. Plus, everyone showed up.
Yeah, everybody
know.
did show up.
Will you make
So
sure that they're aware that we did not have 2? And it was a heavy document?
Well, technically, it was only 5 pages, so it wasn't really heavy. I'm sorry, but are we ready to proceed with Anthony Brunson?
Yep, we can do that one.
Okay, sir, can you start your video and unmute? This is the People versus Anthony Brunson, ticket number SP 1417181, driving while license revoked. Ticket number SP 1417191, disregarding red signal, and count 2, improper equipment. Appearances for the record, please, starting with the attorney.
I'm Saranic for Mr. Brunson, Your Honor. Please state your name, sir.
My name is Anthony Brunson.
Judge, this man is up for trial today. The officer was present. He did check in. Oh, he's still here, Judge. Officer Allison.
Officer, will you please state your name for the record?
Officer Allison, badge 4443 of the Detroit Police Department.
Thank you.
Judge, I did talk to the city attorney on this matter. He is going to allow Mr. Brunson to return for an adjourned trial date and give him time to take the driver improvement course to the Secretary of State.
How long? What does Madam Clerk? Can you give him a return date?
Yes, how long? We're given 30 days?
I think 30 is enough.
And it's adjourned pre-trial date.
Pre-trial?
Yep,
Yes.
adjourning the pre-trial.
Thank you, Mr. Goss. June the 26th at 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
See you then, sir.
Mr. Brunson, if for any reason you can't complete that class, which I expect that you should be able to, but for any reason you can't complete that class before June 26th, then you need to call the court to get a new date.
Okay,
And I'm only extending it once.
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Marcus Brown is still in the breakout room for a trial. Did the officer appear?
Yes, the officer, I think, if I'm not mistaken, did appear for that case.
Okay.
They must have left. Wait,
Okay.
I don't see it. You said who?
Marcus Brown.
Not a Marcus Brown. We don't have him. You mean, no. I
Wait a
don't see him.
minute. I could have sworn I just saw that.
Yeah, he was in front. As I got their offer, Judge,
I
we were
thought
on the record. So I just been kind of bringing him out and chatting
It
to
was
him
on.
instead
He
of.
was in room.
Oh, I see him on room 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got the offers, Judge, while we were on the record, or we worked it out with the officers. So I just been kind of bringing them in and chatting them their offer instead of going back and forth.
Well, you still have to talk to Miss Rachel because she came back out, or did you talk to her already?
Yeah, I chatted her.
Okay. Okay. Are we ready to proceed with Christopher Brown?
No, he didn't chat me. He didn't come to the breakout room.
Ma'am, we understand that. He just said he tried to chat you. So look at your chat. Mr. Bob, are we ready with Christopher Brown?
Yes.
Okay. This is the People versus Christopher Brown, ticket number SP 140-26281, disregarding the officer signal. Appearances for the record, please, starting with the attorney.
Bob Zaranick for Mr. Brown. Please state your name, sir.
Christopher Brown.
Judge,
Brown,
this
sir.
matter's up for pretrial. We were gonna try to work this out today, but I know the city attorney wants an opportunity to speak with the officer in this matter. So we need to set a bench trial.
June the
Madam
23rd,
Clerk,
June 23rd, Mr. Christopher Brown at 8:30.
Okay. Is it
Ms.
Zoom
Braxton,
call?
Yes, the same
Ms.
way you got in
Braxton, you
this.
can go.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Brown, have a good, enjoy your holiday, good weekend, enjoy your holiday.
You too.
Ms. Braxton, you can go back to your breakout room then if you're not ready.
Do we have
I'm sorry,
anyone else that?
did you
You have-
you gave the adjournment date, Madam Clerk, for that trial?
Yes, ma'am. Well, it wasn't adjournment. He just going to a trial.
I'm sorry, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to bring out Taja Brown, Mr. Bob, because she just has to pay. So the judge will probably just have to give her some time to pay. She's on probation, Your Honor. I'm going to